So talking about future of work, you tweeted a while ago, and I quote you, every skill we teach today will be rendered obsolete. So what skills job seekers need to learn to be ready for the future of work, Mark?
Yes, I'll tell you this. So most kids in America right now and most other countries that are being taught this, and eventually this stuff they'll carry throughout their entire lives, are currently taught that, they need to figure out how to, understand what the capital of some country or some kind of war, or to memorize like these 10 vocabulary words, or to do like this arithmetic, or to do something like that. And the matter of the fact is, that doesn't make any sense when every single person in that classroom has a supercomputer in their pocket, literally in their pocket, that is 1,000,000 times more powerful, 1,000 times cheaper, and 10,000 times more portable than the United States president and military had just 20 years ago.
Wow.
So if you understand that, you can extrapolate into the future, and you can say, okay, so we've got this iPhone thing. What's it going to be? So like and you've got to remember that the speed of technology, the speed of growth, the speed of change itself is getting faster.
Very fast.
So if you move out, the iPhone is going to eventually be the size of a blood cell that goes in your body, that is programmed and has a brain interface where you can actually, it's no longer going to be everyone's going to carry a phone. It's going to be eventually they are a phone. And just as an example of this, so you guys don't think I'm just like talking about random stuff, I interviewed this billionaire on my podcast called Brian Johnson that has a $500 million investment company called Kernel OS that is launching companies, that is currently researching and trying to understand human intelligence in order to augment it. Because that is really the future. Because us humans, we are not going to be able to survive for the problems that are coming in our future if we are not able to adapt our brain. And adapting our brain requires doing fundamentally different skills than what schools and other programs are teaching right now. So I think kind of rough and tumble, I don't know what the future is exactly going to look like, but I think people need to get really clear on what the most important thing for them is in their lives.
Yeah.
I think it's important to say, and what I'm trying to revolve around to is the jobs, aka the needs, the demands that people are going to need in the future for you to actually, not even find a job. To be honest with you, I don't think the concept of a job is going to be around for much longer. I think it's going to be more or less people doing different kinds of projects, different kinds of gigs in a more kind of hyper local way. And those kinds of things are going to be the things that are super important. So what do I mean by that? I mean by that is so for me, the kinds of skills that I'm trying to focus on and really trying to be more intentional about is emotional stability, emotional resilience. Because in a world where you have the opportunity to actually be able to do everything, like if you rewind 200 years ago to our great-great-great-grandparents, they couldn't do any of the stuff that we're able to do now. So we live in a world where all the dreams, people are literally a few days ago, NASA landed on Mars.
Yeah.
We're living in a world now where all the stuff that you could possibly dream of is actually possible. So what's important in that kind of world? In a world where you have 1,000 different opportunities in front of you in the face, it's important to understand which one to choose and which one to do. I can tell you, literally, it's never been easier to make money. It's never been easier to create opportunities for yourself, despite what you look like, despite what gender you are, despite where you were even born. All these random things that technology is now rendering obsolete.
Yeah.
So you really got to be thinking about it, because another factor in this matter is in the next 5 years or so, there are currently 4 billion people on the internet. I believe it's a little bit less. The rest of the 3.5 billion, and the human population is going to go up to 8, 9 billion. All of those people are going to get on the internet. Yeah. And what happens in that kind of world where everyone has LinkedIn, everyone is on a network? I'm going to tell you, everything is going to explode. We're going to know everything about the world. And in combination to all those people joining, we're also going to have a variety of exponential technologies that are going to be merging together. I'm talking about artificial intelligence, the ability to have a mind, have a thinking mind that is not human, that is a computer, that is not bound to the bandwidth on our biology. The Internet of Things, where the Internet is not just going to be on our phones or on our computers. It's actually going to be in everything. It's actually going to be like the streets are going to be connected to the Internet. The lights. This is already happening now with like smart applications in people's homes. So basically everything, every piece of hardware, everything on this planet is going to be connected to each other.
Wow.
So which means all of the... Yeah. Exactly, man. And I'll tell you why this is important. All of the inefficiencies today that are created, that are jobs, which is most jobs today are inefficient. Most jobs, people are stuck in meetings. Most jobs, people aren't actually focusing on the 100% productive things. All of that stuff is going to be completely gone. The only human tasks that are going to be left are going to be the ones that are of the utmost importance. The utmost importance. And to me, that comes back to people, relationships, love, trust, emotions, psychology, perception, reality itself. That's what I think it's going to be about. That's what I think the future is really important about. Yeah. So I don't know exactly what kind of skills people should be learning in the future, because I think it's always going to be changed. But I think the skill to always be learning, to always be changing, to honestly never call yourself an expert in any kind of field, because that field will probably be rendered obsolete. I think this world is going to be really cracked open in the next decade or so. So I'm really going to say, like, I don't know what skills, but emotions, psychology, community, team building.
Yeah.
All of that stuff is what I would focus on.
Yeah, I read an article. They were saying that in 2020, things will be more soft skills, as you mentioned, teamworking, communication, problem solving. Those are the things will be more important in the future rather than the technical skills, because as you mentioned, technically everything will be connected, everything will be done. So we'll be more on the soft side of things. And you said a lot of powerful things, a lot of things. I hope people that are listening will be...
Yeah, can I say something?
Yeah, for sure, yeah.
Yeah, so I remember when I was younger, everyone, like when I was kind of growing up in like 2000 and, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, all that, and like the technology Silicon Valley boom was big. I remember everyone like was telling me, and like the ideal job was to be like a software developer. They're like, yeah, you get paid $100,000, this, and that. And the reality is that's not true, because, something that people got to understand is that it's entirely dependent on the supply and demand of that current way. So what I'll tell you is, like, in America, before the 1900s or somewhere from the 1900s, mostly everybody was a farmer, because the entire world needed to build the food infrastructure in order to be able to feed and increase our population, which eventually created cities and technology and this, and that. The same thing is true with any other job. So, like, if it's in a high demand now, this just means we're going through like a current, like it's the industrial revolution, it's the digital revolution. All these revolutions are going to cycle, and it's not necessarily important about this soft skill or this. It's going to be about looking and seeing what is in demand right now, and just constantly understanding, like, this is going to switch every year, every month.
Yeah.